Hello, we're back on Farming Simulator 22, and we're following along with Farming Simulator Academy. And this topic is an introduction to fields. So you see this field in front of us. If you look at the bottom right of the screen there, you have an information menu that gives you field information. If you go down to on the menu by hitting the three lines and go down to this menu, and right here, it's going to show you field info. And if you're learning, you want to make sure that's turned on. Okay, if it's off, just turn that on. And it's going to give you this little screen on the bottom right. And it tells you some things about a field when you walk up to one. So this one, it tells me who owns it. That's me. What's planted in it, wheat. It's ready to harvest. So the growth stage is going to tell you the yield bonus. Yield bonus is related to a lot of different things, such as fertilizing, lime, if it needs plowing, if you mulched it, if you rolled it, all these things. I have another video on that, getting your yield bonus, to 100%. So that's a whole separate issue. And the fertilization stage, you have two fertilizing stages. You can only fertilize them twice. It'll be 50% and then 100%. And whether or not it needs lime, and that's at the bottom. So let's walk over to another field right here. Okay, this one's owned by me. There's nothing in it. It has not been fertilized or anything, but it also needs lime. So let's check out one more field. Okay, if we run over here. Now I don't own this field. Look at that. It's owned by Clifford Powell. It has sorghum planted in it. The growth stage is growing. It has a yield bonus of 53%. And it has not been fertilized though, which is probably that part of that yield bonus negative. And the weed stage says it has needs herbicide. So there's three stages of weeds. You got small, medium, and large. Small ones you can take out with a weeder. I have another video on weeding also. Medium you can take out with a hoe, and large weeds you have to use herbicide to take those out. And this tells you that what you got to use to get them out, so you know. Now keep in mind, if you have crop damage turned on, herbicide will also lower your yield bonus on your crops because it's going to damage them somewhat. Okay, let's look at the menu for a second. Okay, you're going to hit the three lines and go to the very top menu, which is this one. Okay, and this is the crop types menu. That's the default, and it's going to come up and show you what's planted. So you can look at those colors on the right, and then you can compare that to what's in the field so you can see what crop is planted in that field. So this is looks like oats. We have wheat. This is barley and so forth and so on. Okay, now the default on this, grass is always turned off. So when you come back to the game, if you're planting grass, you got to remember to turn that on. Okay, and I had already turned it on, but like you see that big grass field there, 71, it's not going to show unless you turn grass on. Okay, scroll to the left there. This is a vehicle screen. We're not talking about that today, but it shows you where all your vehicles are and what they're doing. Uh, Soil composition talks about your soil a little bit, like whether or not it needs weeding, fertilizing, needs lime, needs rolling, mulching, or stone. So here's an example. Let's look at some of these fields. Field 48 there, it's not ours, but it's in the first stage of fertilization because it's light blue. Field 51 has already had the second application of fertilizer because it's dark blue. This dark brown means that it had weeds and they sprayed it with herbicide and killed the weeds. Okay. The very light green means it has small weeds that you could take out with a weeder. The medium green, let's see, where's the medium green? Okay, that's kind of medium green, I guess. That's probably medium weeds, and you could take out with a hoe. And then the darker green is going to be weeds that you got to spray with herbicide. They're large. Okay, and then once again, brown is they've been killed already. And then you got your purple up there if it's been mulched. If it, oops, if it needs rolling, okay, it'll be that very light blue color. And then stones, different shades of that. And you can see those are usually scattered around like this. So this has small stones in it if you have that option turned on. Well, how do you buy a field? Okay, so if you're looking at our map here and you press in on the left joystick from this menu, it's going to highlight the things that you own. And right now, that's all we own on this map, and that's a starter map on Elm Creek. Okay, so we have this farm, this land around there, and these 3 fields as part of that. Suppose we wanted to buy something else. While you have this highlighted, you can press in on the right joystick and select another field, and it will tell you down there. It shows you your money balance, but also what it costs to buy that piece of land. So let's buy that. You buy that by pressing X. Okay, then you confirm it with A, and boom, we own that land. So now when you look at the highlighted part, boom, it shows that we own also field 2 there. If later you get in a bind and you need to sell it back, or maybe you harvested it and you're done and you're tight for money, you need to buy a piece of equipment, you can highlight that again and hit Y and sell it back. Now the land price on the land in Farming Simulator 22 is always the same. I don't know in Farming Simulator 25 if they're going to change that. Maybe they can throw some appreciation in there. Our equipment depreciates, but the land does not appreciate. So that would be interesting to see. But that's pretty much the intro to fields. Share this with your farming buddies. It's very basic. And there'll be a follow-on video with some more information. But I'm Farmer Teacher, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.